So, my name is Will. I'm with FW Arms. I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass right now. I was doing some product testing of some new pins that we got back from Heat Treat, just trying to see what would be, if these pins are performing like our last ones. We wanted to change some stuff in terms of the hardness level, maybe get them a little tougher. There's, you can do a lot of any Google search if you want hardness versus toughness. We kind of want to go for toughness for what we're doing. But anyway, kicking myself in the ass for not recording this sooner. If you've dealt with me, you know my character. I'm not a BS artist, and I tend not to embellish things. I'm not going to name them by name, but this was I had one of these sitting around that a customer had sent, a different company, their decapping pin tip, their replaceable tip. Again, not naming names. But the idea was to see how it compared with ours. And what I did was I took a 45 ACP, simulated if the case got in upside down in your press. I'm doing this on a single stage. I know that's a little misleading, but in your progressive, simulate if the case got in upside down, what would happen if it punctured through from the outside into the inside. So we did that. This did not bend on that 45 ACP. This bent on, I have some Bourdain primed 308 cases. So it bent on that. When I tried to see what happens, I just put the 308 in. So what we want to do now is I have one of our new tips. This is an FW Arms tip that's installed with our guided shuttle. So I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to take my wrench. I'm going to screw it down here. And it should be far enough. And I'm going to tighten my knurled nut right there. Back it off. Just slightly. Alright. Based on our last, this is a tester that I was doing earlier of an FW Arms pin that went through a bunch of Bourdain. We're going to get to those right now with a fresh pin, because I wasn't recording my other one, and that's not fair. So, what we have in here, this is a MAL head stamp 762. You'll see soon enough that it's a Bourdain here, but fresh pin, whatever. We're not going to get crazy. We're just going to, the idea is here, we get up to simulate your auto drive press. We're not going to go through this nice and deliberately. We're going to get up to where our pin is touching and to really give it a smack. So you can see the pin's still there, and it looks like I got to go a little deeper here with my pin to extract that Bourdain. All right, we'll just go through there. We'll get him out the rest of the way, so you can see the anvil is in there. So we'll go ahead, and pin tip is still there. All right, so we'll do another one here. So he's out, and we'll look at our pin tip here, and that one's done already. I bought 100 of these from a company, again, not naming names because, well, I'm not a paid advertiser. So we'll do another one here. Just really smash it in there, simulate your auto drive presses, and pin tip's still there. We'll see. I'll see if I got another 45 round around here. I'm not going to stop the video because, well, quite honestly, I want the video to keep going so you can hear my voice and know that I'm not, just kick that thing a little bit, and you know that I'm not doctoring the video and switching the pin out on you. Well, screw it. I guess I'll just... Alright, so we have this I'll just take another Bourdain case. I'm gonna go through here and just see what happens. Now that was a nicely centered case. Ideally, when you'd have a case head like that, you'd want it to be perfectly centered so it wouldn't slip out. If it slips out, that's when you have the lateral load on your pin and you really do some damage. So let me switch. I have a bunch of 223 here that are just boxer prime that I'm gonna put in here. These are Wolf head stamps, 223. These do have a purple seal on them, and they are crimped. So I don't know. I mean, you can look them up to see if they're crimped here, but we'll go ahead and start decapping here. Again, sorry that the video is long, but I wanted to keep my voice in there, so basically keeping me honest here. Oh, gotta go a little deeper with my pin, it looks like. There we go. Alright, so if I actually read my instructions of setting my decapping pin depth, I probably wouldn't have a problem here. Okay, so now we're kind of rock and rolling. So there we go. So we're getting them done here. So that is with our decapping pin. I'm sure I wouldn't, you know, I've never claimed these things were invincible, unbreakable. They're really, really tough. There's certainly some deformation in the pin tip there. Deformation, whatever. But we are still decapping properly, like we should. There you go. And well, I kind of wish I had a pistol down here. I'd send it through there upside down. I can't even find a 9mm around here. Let me do some more digging here. Again, it's completely ridiculous that this video is so long, but for the sake of transparency, we need to. I think I'm looking for my 40. I think I had a case in there. Nope, I don't. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's better. It's a 38 auto, which 9mm processors hate. They tend to get in there upside down a lot, I think. I'm going to put a different shell holder in here just so I can put it in upside down. We're going to use the number 1. That way it kind of keeps it centered. All right, so simulate going upside down here. All right, everybody cool with this? All right. So I don't know what just happened there. I saw a bunch of shit fall out. Sorry about my language. Okay, yeah, so totally, you know, primer. I don't know about the pin. Hey, it could be broken. Oh, I guess it's not. All right, let's put the 4 back in for the 223s. He's done already. All right, so I guess I should show you that they're primed before I put them in. I will give a big shout out to Ray over at Garner Heat Treat. He does our heat treating for us. Ray is a good guy. He knows a lot of stuff. He's been doing it a long time. This is another 308